Most people panic when the economy dips, but here's what they don't tell you. Recessions don't kill all businesses, guys. Some actually thrive. While your neighbor's trying to time the stock market, then smart people are building businesses that profit from broken toilets, right? Yes, really. I'm going to show you 3 businesses you can start this year that don't just survive downturns, they grow during them, okay? And here's the kicker. You can launch any of these for under $10,000. But before we dive into what they are, let me ask you something. What if I told you the biggest moneymaker in a recession isn't the business itself, but controlling where customers come from? Keep that in mind, and we're going to come back to it. Business number 1, home services. Let's start with home services. Plumbing, HVAC, electrical, handyman work. Now here's the thing. When money gets tight, people don't stop fixing broken pipes or busted air conditioners. They can't. A leaky roof in the middle of winter, it's not optional. It's a crisis, right? And that's exactly why this sector is recession resistant. Look at the data. During the Great Recession from 2007 to 2009, guys, while the overall economy lost 7.5 million jobs, the home repair and maintenance industry held steady the whole time. In fact, from 2017 to 2022, which included a pandemic recession, right? The home remodeling industry grew 5.1% annually. But why? Because homes require consistent upkeep, right? And when people can't afford to upgrade to a new house, they double down on maintaining the one that they've got. Let's break that down. You can start a handyman or small repair business with almost no overhead. We're talking $2,000 to $10,000, depending on whether you already own your tools and you have a truck, right? But if you're handy or can partner with somebody who is, you're essentially selling skilled labor, right? Your profit margin on each job can be massive because you're charging for expertise, not materials. People will pay $300 to fix a garbage disposal because the alternative is watching YouTube videos for 4 hours, right? Flooding their kitchen on accident and still calling your company anyway. And here's where it gets interesting. 80% of consumers search online weekly for local businesses like plumbers, electrician, HVAC. That means if you're not visible online, you're fucking invisible, right? But if you nail your Google business profile, get a few solid reviews, and maybe run some Google local service ads, you can dominate your local market even as a one-person operation. But on the flip side, if you don't want to swing the hammer yourself, you can focus entirely on being the middleman, the person who generates the leads for these businesses. We're going to get into that. But first, let's talk about the second recession-proof business. Business number 2, cleaning services. Residential and commercial cleaning, guys, people need their house clean, right? Offices need to be sanitized, right? Medical facilities can't function without it. This isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. And that held true even during the worst economic conditions. During the COVID recession, guys, cleaning companies couldn't keep up with demand. Sanitation became non-negotiable. But even outside of the pandemic, dual income households don't have time to deep clean their own homes, right? They'd rather pay somebody $100 to $150 every 2 weeks than to spend their weekends scrubbing floors. Now, here's the thing about cleaning businesses. They're stupidly cheap to start, right? You can launch one for $2,000 to $5,000. All you need is basic equipment, some cleaning supplies, insurance, and a website. That's it. The profit margins for these guys is pretty healthy. Most janitorial and cleaning companies aim for 10% to 28% net profit. So if you're a solo operator keeping overhead low, you can easily hit 20% margins or more in this business. And because this is a reoccurring revenue business, clients book you weekly or bi-weekly, right? So your income becomes predictable super fast. Let's say you spend $3,500 to launch this cleaning company and you net around $1,000 a month in profit after just a few months of hustle. You break even in under 4 months. After that, it's all profit. But that's not the full story. Scaling a cleaning business is all about visibility, right? You need to be found online. 61% of consumers rely on Google or Yelp to find local services that they haven't used before. So if you're not ranking, then you're not growing, right? This is where local SEO, Facebook ads, targeting neighborhoods, and platforms like Thumbtack or Nextdoor come into play, right? A small investment in digital marketing can fill your pipeline with clients faster than any flyer ever would, right? And remember that question that I asked you earlier about controlling where customers come from? I want you to keep that in the back of your mind because we're building to something here. Business number 3, auto repair and maintenance. Let's talk cars for a minute. When the economy tanks, guys, people stop buying new vehicles, right? But they don't stop driving. They just fix what they got. Nobody's trading in their 2015 Honda Civic when they're worried about layoffs, right? No, they're keeping that thing running until the wheels fall off of it, literally. During the 2008 recession, new car sales dropped by 40%. But you know what happened? Auto repair shops got busier than ever. One mechanic in North Carolina said his business grew every time there was an economic downturn. Why, guys? Why? Because that $1,400 repair bill is going to beat a $30,000 car payment any day of the fucking week, right? And the numbers back this all up. The average repair ticket jumped 25% in 2008, from $310 to $390, because people were finally approving the big fixes that they've been putting off, right? But let's tie this together. You don't need a full-blown garage to get into this kind of space, right? There's mobile mechanics, mobile detailing, windshield repair. These are low overhead, high margin businesses that you can start with under $10,000. If you're doing mobile detailing, your startup might be $7,000 for a trailer, right? Trailer, power washer, supplies. If you charge $150 per detail and you can knock out 10 cars in a week, that's $1,500 in revenue. Subtract maybe $300 in cost, and you're still netting $1,200 a week. You'd break even in about 6 weeks, okay? And that leads us to the real opportunity here. Auto services thrive on online reviews and local search. People don't just pick a random mechanic anymore, right? They Google, best auto repair near me and choose whatever has the most stars and the best SEO. That's your edge. A small shop with killer reviews and a solid Google ranking will crush a dealership that's been around for a decade. But here's the bigger play. Instead of being the mechanic, you can own the pipeline that sends customers to those mechanics. And that's where all of this connects. Remember that question that I asked you at the start? What if the biggest moneymaker in a recession isn't the business itself, but controlling where the customers come from? Here's what I mean. All 3 of these businesses, home services, right? Cleaning, auto repair, they're recession proof because people need them. But here's the catch. They all depend on one thing to survive: leads, customers, phone calls, appointments, right? Without a steady flow of people calling them, even the best plumber in town is fucked. So why does this matter? Because 80% of consumers search online every week for local businesses, and 46% of all Google searches have local intent. People looking for services near them right now. If you can control that traffic, if you can be the person who captures those searches and funnels them to businesses, you don't need to do the work yourself. You just collect the check. This is called digital leasing, and it's one of the smartest recession-proof models that you can build. Here's how it works. You create a simple lead generation website, let's say bestdenverplumbers.com, and you optimize it to rank on Google for local searches. Maybe you write a few blog posts, run some targeting ads, and build your SEO. Within a few months, you're getting 50, 100, maybe even 200 visitors a month. Phone calls start rolling in. Now, here's the kicker. You don't do the plumbing, right? You rent those calls to a local plumber for a flat monthly fee. Let's say $1,000 a month. That plumber closes 10 jobs from your leads, makes himself $5,000 in revenue, and nets $2,500 in profit. After paying you, they still made $1,500, so they're happy. And you spent maybe $100 to maintain that site. You're netting $900 a month from one site. Now imagine you build 5 of these, or 10, across different cities, different industries: plumbers, roofers, electricians, HVAC, pest control. This is digital real estate. You own the asset, you control the traffic. You lease it out for a reoccurring income. You're basically a landlord, except there's no tenants calling you at midnight about a broken air conditioner, right? No property taxes and no HOA Karens, right? Just checks. And here's why it's recession proof. These industries, guys, they don't go away. People will always need their pipes fixed, their ACs repaired, their homes cleaned. So your digital assets keeps paying you month after month when the economy crashes. You don't need to start a plumbing company or buy a cleaning van to profit from recession-proof industries. You can build digital assets that serve those industries and generate passive income month after month. If you want to learn exactly how to do this, how to find the right niches, rank your sites, and lease them out for $1,000 or more per month, I put together a free training that walks you through the entire process. Click the link below. I'll show you the same systems that help thousands of my students build portfolios of digital properties generating $2,000 to $6,000 a month. This isn't theory, it's a proven model. And recessions don't kill it, they make it stronger. So let's go build something that lasts.